What's going on, guys? Victor Chambers here, back with another video. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I prep a loan package for a loan signing appointment as a notary loan signing agent. Now, I will say that there's nothing necessarily proprietary about the way I do it. It's a combination of things that I've learned through training and courses, and just figuring out the best way that works for me, that will help me be efficient during a loan signing appointment. I know there are scenarios sometimes where you have to print and go and you don't have the time to do this, but obviously when I have time to prep, and I would prefer to have the time to prep, this is kind of the process I'll go through to prep a loan document package. So I have a freshly printed package here. This is about 140 pages, and I'll just go through what I do and kind of talk through how I actually prep the package for my loan signing appointment. But first, there's certain stuff that is here on the table that I use during the process of prepping a loan package that just helps me. So first thing is a manila folder. So this is what I transport the documents in, and this is a legal size folder. I transport the documents in this. I have one copy for the borrower and then one copy that we'll sign. I also have a binder clip. This is an extra large binder clip. So this can hold probably up to about 200 pages. And links for all this stuff is in the description below. But I keep these in stock. I just clip the package and put it in the manila folder to transport it. And also when I ship it, it's that way. I have some Sort Quick finger moistener, and this is important, one, because it's a pandemic and you shouldn't be licking anybody's pages. That's not hygienic. But this stuff is it's clutch. I keep some in my office. I keep some in my notary bag. I carry it around with me in my pocket when I'm out doing loan signings, because it's just great. You would never want to miss a page because your pages were stuck together and you couldn't separate them. So this is important. Just have a little post-it note here that I'll write notes on if I need to. And then I have like these flags, these little post-it flags. So these are about the length of your index finger, about 1/2 inch wide, and I'll show you shortly how I do that. Now, when we think about the approach of actually going through the documents and what you're actually doing when you're prepping them, you're looking through them to make sure that they all printed correctly. So you don't want any text cut off on any of the documents. You don't want any weird characters. Sometimes the printer will print weird characters, those boxes on the pages. You want to look out for that. And then you want to be able to pull out all your critical documents so that you can put those in the top. You definitely want to present your critical documents like your closing disclosure, your ALTA, your note, your mortgage. You want to definitely do those first, because if there's issues with those documents, then you want to be able to encounter those issues early, so that you don't spend time at the signing that you don't need to. So in a signing, and if you've seen some of my videos where I talked about this, if the closing disclosure is wrong or the borrower has an issue with the closing disclosure, it doesn't make sense for them to sign anything else necessarily. So you want to see, if you're going to have an issue, you want to encounter it early. That way you can be done with the signing or halt the signing if that's what's going to happen. All right, so we're gonna just kind of go through this package, and I'll talk you through it as I do it. I'm not gonna name every single document because again, this is 140 pages, but I'll show you. You'll hear as I find the documents that I'm looking for and kind of what I do. One other thing is that the stacking order of the package is very important. Most lenders and title companies require the package to be returned in a certain order. Sometimes it's printed in that order, sometimes it's not. So they want you to maintain an order. In this case, the package is printed in the order they want it sent back, but typically they'll provide you with all that information in their instructions. So let's start flipping through. This is the FedEx label. Typically keep that on top so that it's easy to get to when I need to go ship the package. These are just some instructions. And obviously I don't want you seeing what's on these documents because it's private information. And now I come to the ALTA. So I'm just gonna pull that out and sit that in front of me. And then I'm at the closing disclosure. So this closing disclosure is actually 6 pages. So I'll just pull that out. and I'll sit that on top of my Alta statement. And what I'll do now, I want to remember where exactly those documents were in my package. So I'll just write a little, one of these little flags and put it as a placeholder in the package, so I remember exactly where it goes, you know, during the signing. I don't have to figure that out later. So we'll keep flipping through. That's hold harmless, mortgage payoff, buyer borrower affidavit, some more title affidavits, compliance agreement, a mortgage cover letter. This is some payoff stuff. So again, I'm looking for the closing disclosure in the Alta. I found those, I pulled those out. I'm also looking for the note and the mortgage documents. Those are the other two critical documents I pull out as well that I present first. Also, any deeds that are in the package, those that get pulled out and put in the front also. So let's see here. This is just some insurance data, insurance information. This is the Uniform Residential Loan Application. I typically don't pull this out. I just leave it where it is because it's not really a stumbling block for people typically. So I just leave it where it is, although it is, you know, pretty much in every single loan package. So I'll just flip past that. Wire instructions. This is some funding information. And then here we are at the note and the mortgage. So this is the note. The note is typically 3 pages. And then, so that's the note. And then here we are at the mortgage. Mortgage is typically 13 to 16 pages, just depending on the package. So I'll pull that out. This also has a 1 to 4 family rider with it. So for certain types of properties like condos or investment properties, they'll have these additional riders, and I just pull them out with the mortgage because they'll need to get you know, signed as well. And then I'll put it on my critical doc pile, put it under there. So now on my critical doc pile, I have the CD, the Alta, the note, the mortgage, and then the mortgage riders. And again, I want to remember where I put it. So I'll just write note and mortgage on this thing here, sticky here, and I'll put the placeholder there and just keep flipping through and kind of realign my pile here as I'm doing this. Borrower certification. Those are the main docs I'm typically concerned about knowing where they are. This is the 4506T. I'm also looking to see if the box is checked, or if I'll need to remember to have the borrower check the box on the 4506T. Sometimes it's checked, sometimes it's not. The W9. And also, as I'm looking through the package, I'm looking to see that there aren't any pages cut off, or they're not cut off at the top or the bottom. I'm also looking to see if there are, you know, any special characters that have printed, or, you know, sometimes you'll print documents and they have those box characters. You know, I want to make sure I don't see any of those. So that's the main thing. Another thing, I know sometimes when I did my first 2 or 3 signings, I would flag, you know, on each document that had to be signed and notarized, I would flag, you know, exactly where it had to be signed and notarized with those little sign here flags. Those are definitely very helpful in the beginning, but I think as you get more experienced, you know, and as you get past your first 2 or 3 signings, at least for me, I found that they were, you know, they were quite cumbersome, and it made the signing area look more messy because I'm taking them off and putting them on and doing all that kind of stuff. It's just messy and cumbersome. So I don't use them anymore to prep a package. But definitely I would recommend doing it until you feel comfortable enough and familiar with all the documents to know where signatures are required. So this is an occupancy affidavit. Pretty much hit all the critical documents in this package. Compliance agreements, power of attorney, or correction agreement, Patriot Act. This is another important form. I know some people do this first, and I typically will do it first as well. So I'll pull that out mark the placeholder for it, and put that on top, because you want to check IDs. That's one of the first things you should do at the signing appointment. So I pull that out also and put that on in the front, and then just you know, I mark the placeholder and just keep it moving. Also, amortization schedule, I don't pull that out. Sometimes they require signatures, sometimes they don't. Either way, I don't pull it out. I'm also looking to see certain documents require initials, signatures and initials. So I'm looking for that as well. Like notes sometimes require initials, mortgages sometimes require initials. So I'm also just kind of glancing through the documents to see if there's anything I need to remember and take a note of, you know, for my signing. This is the notice of right to cancel. This is also a critical document. I don't typically present this in the beginning or put this in the front of the package, because it's pretty straightforward to sign. It just tells the borrower what their rescission period is, and there's typically anywhere from 2 to 3 copies per borrower in the package. So I don't pull that out. Typically it's at the end of the package anyway, so I just leave that where it is. This is some credit score stuff. And then this is the signature name affidavit, also a very important doc that you find in most mortgage packages. I don't pull that out. I leave that where it is. And then that's pretty much it. So, I mean, that's literally 140 page package that I just went through. I pulled out my critical documents that I'm going to present first. Again, the CD, you always want to present that first, because if there are issues with the CD and the borrower doesn't agree with it or won't sign it, then the likelihood of them signing anything else is very slim, and it almost doesn't even matter if they don't sign the CD. So now I have the package with the placeholders, and I also have the critical docs on the top. The Patriot Act, I have the CD, the ALTA, the note, and the mortgage all in here on the top. I'm gonna present those first. You see my little flag sticking out. That's also how I know, you know, very quickly when I'm digging in my bag, which package is my package that needs to be signed and which package is the borrower's package, because mine, you know, has the flags on it. So then I'll just binder clip those like that. Binder clip this together, and then put it in my manila folder, and voila, there's my package that is fully prepped, ready to go in my bag to be transported to my signing. So that's pretty much it, y'all. I hope you found that useful. Hope that was helpful to you. Again, nothing necessarily proprietary about this. You know, it's just comes from training and learning and growing and trying to figure out what process is best for me that will help me be efficient and walk through the signing in a very sensible way. So that's the process I use. Again, I hope you found that helpful. If you haven't seen my video on how to print docs, I'll put a link in the description for that below. I'll also tag it up here somewhere so you can see how I print docs. Obviously, that's the prerequisite. You know, you need to print the docs and know how to print the docs before you actually prep the documents. But hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.